Start with this. Hey, what's up, guys? My name is Richard Terrell. I go by Kirby Kid, and welcome to DO Live. This is a show in which we talk about game design. We have a Discord, we have a YouTube channel, we have a blog, but we really do a lot of discussion in our Discord, and everything else kind of trickles out from there. We have these daily streams, and then we make YouTube videos out of them, so just something to keep up with. But last week, I stopped doing the daily stream, and it was mainly because of Nintendo's E3 announcement, and I'm a huge Smash fan. That's why I go by the name Kirby Kid. I got my name from playing Smash. I cut my teeth in competitive gaming on Smash, and there's so many other lessons, design lessons and life lessons and history, just dealing with people, and just so much about life that I learned from Smash. So, you know, as you see in a lot of documentaries about Smash and interviews, it's just a really crazy game. People refer to each other as family. It's just a really tight-knit community. So I'm a part of that community. I've been a part of that community since day one, Smash 64. And Super Smash Bros. Has easily become my favorite game series of all time. So I figured I'd reflect back on the last 20 years of Smash. And the way that I want to go about doing that is through these daily streams. I don't want to make each stream like too crazy or complicated. I want to pretty much tackle one or two topics per stream. But the way it works is on Twitter, or however you want to get the information to me, you let me know what topics you want to hear. I got a list myself, and we're just going to go by the list and sort of check things off as we go along. But this episode's pretty easy. It's just a light introduction. I'm going to give you some background of who I am, maybe hopefully give you some credibility or give you a reason why you should listen to some of the ideas I have. And then from there, we're going to go over these final Smash thoughts. We'll change this to 20 years of Smash. It's been 19 years, but 20 just sounds so much better. I mean, if you were anticipating Smash before the game came out, like I did, then it feels pretty close to 20 years now. So let me show you this. So yeah, I've been playing Smash a long time, and I'm a game designer. I work here in Austin, Texas as a game designer. I've been an independent game designer. I published a platform fighter game with my brother and Noah Sasso. We designed Bari Ball, and that came out on the PS3 and PS4. I wonder if I can show you. How can I show you about me? Here. Bari Ball. Yeah, so that's the game that we worked on, inspired by Smash and Street Fighter, but definitely did our own thing. Learned a lot about game design by putting a lot of what I thought about Smash and learned from Smash into actual practice here. So this is a really fun game. I actually did a stream on Bari Ball the other day, so you could probably find that on YouTube pretty easily. So then, yeah, and game designer, and I do a lot of writing on game design. I've written a ton on game design, which is what this blog is here for. I played a ton of games. I think you guys have seen, where is it? Over here, my spreadsheet of all the games that I played and all these game ideas that I keep track of. The list is down to 1,226. So I played a lot of games. I remember a lot of games. I've studied a lot of games. I've written a lot about games, and through it all, there's been Smash. I definitely started playing Smash before doing a lot of this stuff, and Smash has always been one of my favorite ways to spend time with my friends and have fun. So I learned a lot from Smash, and that's really cool because I studied Masahiro Sakurai's design philosophies. I played Smash, and a lot of it came from arguments with my friends about what's cool and what's good and why Kirby needs to be buffed, and just had a lot of rough times trying to compete with Kirby in Melee when we were growing the competitive scene here in the Southwest region, Texas. And I've done a talk at Indiecade titled like How Kirby and Smash Brothers Taught Me to Design Better Games. Just done a whole bunch. I have a quilted or a knitted blanket that's done in the pixel art of Kirby, and I tweeted a picture of it to Sakurai. He was like, oh, he liked it a lot, it was fun. So this game series, it means a lot to me, and I thought about it a whole lot. So it's not just about, you know, a lot of people think that game design discussions are dry, and they really have less to do with what actually happens on the the experience side of things, and there's like all these different types of players, from pros to casuals to whatever. But I think proper discussion of game design connects all these things. So that's pretty much what we're gonna do. You can find a lot of these resources about Smash, like this podcast that I made, interviewing people about Smash, right about the tail end of Brawl and before Smash 4 came out. I made that podcast, and there's a video of it with pictures of us in the Smash community as we were growing up. What else can I show you? Yeah, I got the name Crazy Kirby Kid by playing Smash, and I was the only Kirby player, and I was really good, so they thought that was crazy. And I was a kid, I was like 16, if that, right? So they called me the Crazy Kirby Kid, and I've stuck with that name ever since. That's the long story short. This is some of my blog writing that's on my Critical Gaming blog, and I did a metagame study of Project M for like over a year, analyzing videos and talking to players and coming up with a system to study its metagame so I could understand better how these games grow. I did a series on Brawl playstyles and skills, and a series talking about the interplay of Brawl. Really, Brawl was out when I started writing on this blog, but it really connected a lot of what I learned in Melee and Smash 64 and beyond. And I write about Smash all the time. Oh, it's so big, it's kind of hard to know where to start. So this entire stream series, we're going to be popping around. And if you want to join in the chat or join me on Discord and kind of have a more direct conversation, that's something that's easily doable. But if it's just me, I'm just going to go down this list and hit these topics over the next 3 weeks or so. So I'll read some of them to you, and we'll see what you think. The first one being, one of the most fun things to do to Smash is not only complain about things that are happening because the game is hard. I should actually add that as a topic. Smash is too complex. There we go. But it's always nice to go like, well, what would you do? And I think thinking about character rosters and coming up with movesets is one of the most interesting and popular game design activities that the internet does for upcoming video games. Like, I don't know too many people go like, oh, a new shooter's coming out, let me design some weapons for it. I think these weapons will be perfect. Here's the exact parameters that I want for the weapons. They pretty much know you're going to get an assault rifle, an SMG, a pistol, a rifle, the shotgun, all those different kinds of things. So Smash is kind of unique. Its basic appeal is basically saying, get inspired by any game that you like already, and now let's try to fit into this other game that you like a lot. So definitely from a design perspective, we talk a lot about, well, how will we fix this for the better of Smash's overall design? People talk about balance, but design is such a much bigger field. Actually, I'll show you this. I'll show you this because I want to. Let's see. So here's a design-oriented blog, and we have this topic wheel. So here at Design Oriented, we pioneered a whole language to talk about games, which includes topics and ways to organize these topics. And they're color-coded because it's fun. I mean, this is Mario's blue from the NES days. This is Mario's red. This is the green from a one-up mushroom, and the orangish yellow of a brick from the NES palette. Like, these colors should look pretty familiar to you. This is purple from Metroid. I think this is Ridley color, actually. But tons of words, tons of languages and concepts, and we break down gaming to a very specific and precise way. There's a lot of high-level ways to talk about games, including balance, and like here's balance, and it falls under design space, and depth. And when people talk about depth, that's actually a really complex high-level topic that's really hard to talk about. If you want to talk about difficulty design and how people express their skill, we break that down to 4 major categories, with knowledge and dexterity, reflex, timing, and adaptation, and those break down to smaller categories, and some of those even break down to smaller categories. We even consider things like the game's feedback and what's actually shown on the screen, and how that can be an essential thing for helping players realize what's happening and how they learn. We talk about level design. Smash really doesn't have level design. It has stage design, which is as close as it gets to levels, which is still pretty important. And modes and features, Smash has a ton of that. But all these other topics here, this low-level stuff, from mechanics and controls and individual systems that make your game special and unique, those are a lot easier to talk to or talk about, because we can handle those individually. And so no matter where we go in this series and talk about Smash, we're going to be bouncing around the circle. And even when the question seems complex, I'm probably going to push us to think about things in simpler and simpler terms, and kind of going counterclockwise on this wheel as much as possible. So if you're really into design, that's going to be something for you. But if you're just a Smasher and you're just here to talk or listen about Smash and understand Smash better, I'm always going to front load these videos with the core content, right? I'm just going to talk straight Smash from the top, and as it goes deeper and deeper in, we're going to talk more and more about design and reflect on some of the research that I've done. I guess I also should mention I've done a lot of research in Smash. That metagame research project was just one, but I've done a lot of surveys in Smash. I've done a ton of interviews, but I've actually gone to tournaments with a pad and paper and asked people what they thought about things and compiled the data and wrote articles on it. So, that's the only way you can really get answers, and I took Smash pretty seriously as I taught myself game design. So, what do we have? What's next? Smash U. Where's my Smash Brothers? I put a space in between that. Yeah, Smash Brothers 3DS. My 3DS Smash Brothers times at 1,800 hours. It's actually the most time I put into a single Smash as far as what I could track. Because I just labbed sitting in this chair at this PC and just picked different characters over the years and spent hours and hours in the lab. Which is, fun for understanding how the game works. It's not necessarily going to get you tournament wins, but I made my choice. So, yeah, we're back to the Smash topics. Cool. So, talking about design, I've talked about so many things that I would do differently with Smash, and so many things that I'd be like, I wonder how this will work if we put it in Smash. And I think I've gotten better at it over the years, and looking at Sakurai and reading his interviews and thinking about how he thinks based on what changes we see in Smash. And over the last 4 years or so with Smash Wii U, I've made about, let's say, 30 distinct things that I would do to improve Smash. And just looking at the trailer for Smash Ultimate, I feel like he's taken 90% of the changes that I would have made and done them himself. So I don't know, maybe I'm just copying him and I'm just following in his footsteps, but I think that's a lot of fun to think about. One example I'll give you is a new Perfect Shield. I didn't suggest putting it on Shield release, so don't quote me on that, but I did say that whenever you get a Perfect Shield, the game should have a significant amount of hit pause for both players with a significant sound effect, so that when you get it, it's not something that's easily overlooked. It's something that both players can sort of consciously react to, and maybe have that factor into the strategic decision making. Because as it stands now with Smash Wii U, if you get a Perfect Shield, you either anticipate it so hard that you can actually make use of it, or it's just something that comes and goes, and you can't take advantage of the benefits unless you are super on point, and that's just too hard. That's why people didn't use it. And I just said, just changing the feedback and the pause just a little bit would change it from something that people go, oh, I think that was a Perfect Shield, versus like, oh, in the moment, and just like cheering and clapping. I think we even got some cheers in the Invitational, so that's cool. But we'll address topics like the Battlefield ban and how people lumped Dreamland and Battlefield together in Smash Wii U, and why they decided to hate triplats for whatever reason. Why people hate triplats. We'll talk about this concept that Smash is too complex. We might even address that first. But I want to address every character and like go over some aspects about how they're designed in Smash Wii U. And things I feel like the community overlooked. As far as like making somebody take advantage of these unique character attributes and actually win tournaments or do well in tournaments with it. Talk about Sakurai as a designer. We'll do that. Conservative design. Oh, I did a video. I should show you that video on the Dio channel. Let's see if I can find it. youtube.com/design-oriented. Oh, so what I was going to say about my blog is, as I taught myself game design over like 8 years and wrote about everything as I went along, there's two games that I always use as my examples, and one was the original Mario Brothers for the NES, which is why the books that I printed out of my blog, oops, you probably can't hear me when I turn my head. It's why the books that I printed out of my blog have the original Mario Brothers art in design. You can see that there on it. I owe a lot to Mario, but I also compared as much as possible all the design concepts to Smash Brothers. So it's been a constant active example in everything that I do and think about game design wise. But these are some of the videos that I did a few years ago called Design Over Time. It's a different video series that it's on the Design Oriented YouTube channel. And I did a few videos on Smash Brothers. So this one right here. Design Over Time Conservative Fireballs. And I talked about Mario versus Corrin, and talked a little bit about design space and what makes their fireballs fireballs, even though one's made out of water and shocks you with electricity, how their fireballs are different. I talked about fundamentals, so I go over this series where I'm talking about like what makes Smash unique from a ground level game design wise, and I get through that series a little bit. I go part 1, 2, where is it? Part 3 and 4, and then I stopped making videos because my computer exploded. Whoa, don't do that. Too bright. Yeah. So yeah, if you want to check out those videos, they're on the YouTube channel. Back to the list. That's what I mean by conservative design. You can figure out what that means over there. I want to talk about rage and spend a lot of time talking about it because people don't understand what rage is, and they actually rage too much at rage, and it's like a boogeyman of Smash. Just blame it, say it's always happening, and then when something doesn't go according to their expectations, just say it's rage and complain. There's some legitimate things to not like about rage, but otherwise setting the story straight is something I plan to do on that stream. Parries, max shots, charge shots in Smash is so funny. People cannot use charge shots correctly, whether it's Lucario, Mewtwo, who else? Freaking Mii Gunner, and other characters that use these charge shots, and they have to figure out when to release them. There's something about the way that Smash has taught us to play and the metagame has shaped us that makes us unable to use these things very well. I'll zoom in a little bit more. Counters are also weird for Smash. Platform playing around platforms. One of the most unique things about Smash is its freedom of movement, and platforms help make that possible. Yet a lot of players are afraid of platforms, and they don't use them, and they'd rather fight on the ground level for one reason or another. So we're going to talk about the evolution of platform play across different Smash Brothers games, how it's hard to walk in Smash 4. We're going to talk about option selects. Oh yeah, I guess I should mention that where is it? Yeah, I guess I should mention that a few years ago I started the organization / company One Smash, and our primary purpose was just to be an aid to the Smash community by organizing information or taking surveys or getting feedback from people, listening to all the voices in the Smash community instead of just the top players or the loudest players, and really trying to provide a platform for people to make the community theirs and address issues. You know, ups and downs of that. Did a lot of surveys. We did a survey after the first EVO so that we could really understand how the event was like for Smashers and how EVO could do it better, and trying to get that feedback to the people that can actually make decisions. But yeah, Smash is a huge community, and we did as many things, I've done as many things as I could over the years to try to help. So there's a logo for it, One Smash. And here's the Smash button that I got from playing at Best Buy when they had the demo for Smash 4. And I have a few other Smash buttons, but those are cool. So yeah, we talked a lot about option selects on the One Smash videos, and we tried to do a video series called Tech of the Week, in which we talk about a new piece of tech that people could apply advanced techniques, is the next topic, to their Smash Brothers games. I'll put this over it. And we did a video a week, and it was hard making them because we had to lab it ourselves and write it ourselves and edit it ourselves and do that every week. But it was a ton of fun, and I'm glad we make those videos. We'll talk about metagame complexity and how Melee stopped getting better and more complex over the years, and what that means for a strategy / fighting game. Even on these daily streams, we talked about strategy design, I guess a week and a half ago. So there's videos there you can check up on if you want to understand what I mean by strategy game. We're going to talk about concepts that people don't generally address when talking about a metagame, and how for a fighter like Smash, there's these saturation points of knowledge, and what that means for the community as a whole compared to how complex Smash is. Like, is it a good thing that people can't quite dig as deep as possible that the game will go no matter how many years you give it? Is that a good thing? Is it a bad thing? What does that mean? We'll talk about what a metagame is for Smash. I should put that above these other topics. And how the metagame goes in waves and trends, and there's up and down cycles, and what that means as a player, how that feels to play a game over the course of many years. We'll talk about how most of the players are not pioneers for their character and playstyle, but they actually remix things and just copy what they see, and what that means for learning, and how that reflects on education as a whole. We'll talk about training mode stuff, shields in Smash, and how when they're too strong, a lot of other problems happen. We'll talk about Bayo, Cloud, and Ryu, and how they broke the rules with their DLC junk. We'll talk about edge guarding and how it's changed over the years. We'll talk about multi-air dodging. We'll talk about different air dodges. We'll talk about Smash 4's Spiral Tumble. We'll talk about one of my favorite, most complex moves in the entire game is Mario's down air, and I'll explain everything I can about this down air and why I like it so much, and why just a single move that seems pretty simple is just so complex, which kind of reflects the complexity of Smash in general. There's another move that I thought was super... Oh yeah, I'll type it here. Pac-Man bonus fruit. Beautiful. Diff 2. Number 2. That's not a hashtag. 2. Bromrus fruit. There we go. We'll talk about auto-canceling and what that means for Smash's design, and how Smash 4 basically being designed around auto-canceling changed the way that the game looks, and for the better. We'll talk about the GameCube controller, this legendary controller that just can't seem to die, and I really wanted us to move on from the GameCube controller by now. I don't think it's that good for Smash. As soon as light shielding left, I was like, we don't need these big shoulder buttons, especially if you don't tune them properly to where they're sensitive, but you have to press them down too much to get a shield. Like, I want my shield as fast as possible. I don't want to press this button, and this clunky button to get in the way, but hey, whatever. Dedicated grab button, that's a controller issue. We'll talk about why these are some of the topics that people sent in. Why DDD is not top tier, clones versus Echo Fighters and originality there, single player content, just what's up with Smash's single player in general, trophies and repetitive play, custom buttons, Smash versus tilt. Somebody wanted there to be a separate button for Smash and a separate button for your tilts, and you wanted me to address why that is either a good or a bad idea. Melee and PM, we'll talk about that. Smash, comparing the Smashes in general. Instances of somebody defining the tier list and what that's like in a metagame with a character that's not quote-unquote viable. Yeah, this needs a question mark. You're right, Grammarly. Stop correcting me on stream, though. Do tier lists limit people's scope of the game, and does it narrow what characters people try and learn about? Yeah, this is a super complex topic, how information sharing changes the game for good, like permanently, and why what we play is just as influential of what we feel and think about the game as what we say on Twitter. Like, this is super high level, complex stuff here. Somebody's like, what exactly is wrong with Bayo? It's so funny. If you didn't know that, if you don't have a lot of first-hand experience of what Smash 4 was like on the 3DS days and pre-patch and then all the patches that sort of clearly was moving the game into a very specific kind of balanced ecosystem, then it's maybe hard to explain or understand why Bayo is so freaking annoying and how she broke all the rules and why she was such a powerful force late game. But I'll try to address that. What does Smash 4 do better than Melee for me? Smash 4 is my favorite Smash, so like all the Smashes have been my favorite as they went along. Not that they all do every aspect better than the one before it, but that's just something I'm gonna have to explain. Like, that's a huge topic. What makes the GameCube controller so integral to Smash? Is it nostalgia? Or, yeah, people are like, what's up with the GameCube controller? I can put that near the other one. Where is it? Up there. Wow. Oops. That's fine. Could Smash translate well into 3D? That's going to be a super exciting one. This is something I've been thinking about for a long time, and I got a really good example to show you of why I think it is possible to turn Smash into a 3D game. And why would you want to do that? I actually thought Brawl was going to be in 3D as like a new change, and then it was still in 2D, and it was still Smash Brothers, and I'm like, you know what? It's probably better not to try to force the game to be in 3D, because Smash is about people coming together, playing on one TV, having a good time, and that'd be incredibly hard to do in 3D, or much harder. And maybe you don't want to sacrifice that, but now that we have Smash Ultimate coming out, and it could be the last Smash, I was thinking to myself, if Sakurai stops making Smash, they should probably stop making 2D Smash games. And they should probably try to do something new like this. Same general concept of uniting Nintendo's fighter and basically reboot the series in 3D. So I'll talk about how I would do that as a designer and how viable that idea may be. Who do you think the best Smash player is in the scene? Question. Is Melee too fast? What happens when we go faster? Somebody's interested in what a super minimal version of Smash would look like to me and still be the game that I love. Like, how much could I take away without losing too much? Learning how to spell. Typos, don't worry. Grammarly, fine. Stop. So that's just all the topics that we have right here, and this one's actually subtle because this is like, I want to go over every character in the game, so this could fill up multiple weeks. But yeah, if you have any other topics yourself, if you have any other questions, if you want to chat with me live, you want to, like, I got my Wii U right here. Actually, you couldn't see that. I'm going to click over to it. Here. Yeah, I got my Wii U ready. Play some Smash. See what's up. So I guess, how much time do we have? It's already 11:11. So I'll just put in an easy topic to close this video off. My favorite characters per Smash. And then I gotta put one in for freaking arrow looping. Oh my gosh, so good. Whole video on that. Okay, so people often ask me, when I did the interview for my job, Smash Brothers came up, and you know, whenever you talk about Smash Brothers, everyone goes, what character did you play? Because this game's major appeal is characters, and I picked Kirby before I even started playing Smash 64, because I looked over the Nintendo Power and they had a description of each of the characters, and I was like, Yoshi, Kirby, Yoshi, Kirby. I play Yoshi in every Mario Kart game. There was only N64 Mario Kart by then, and Super Nintendo one that I didn't play a lot of. But I'm like, ooh, Yoshi, Kirby, I don't know. And my brother was like, Pikachu, Link, Pokemon's so cool. But I ended up picking Kirby, and Kirby, like, that character and that identity and that playstyle is just really something that I glommed onto since early childhood. I really felt like Kirby's ability to copy powers and to be like every other fighter that he encountered was like, you know, a quick study ability or the ability to learn quickly, and that's something that I felt like reflected in me. So I was like, oh, I like Kirby. Kirby's cool. I just grew from there. And so I played Kirby in Smash 64. I played Kirby in Melee. pretty exclusively. So I was like the best Kirby for a long time until I quit, and then somebody else could sadly and gladly take up the mantle. It's too bright. But I didn't like the way Kirby played in Brawl. And I don't think Kirby has ever been that strong of a character anyway since 64, so like, did I really want to put myself through that again? I didn't really like the way he played in Brawl. There was too many changes, and I was like too used to playing Kirby, so I was like, oh, I'll just pick a new character. And I played Pit and Pokemon Trainer. Ton of fun. I love Pit and Brawl. So interesting. And then I picked up Mario in Smash 4. I wanted to play a lot of characters, but I ended up playing, where is it? Mario, Pac-Man. I ended up playing Mario, a little Luigi, a very little bit of Little Mac. I've got like a week-old Pit. I like Pac-Man. I've done a lot with Pac-Man. I've done a lot with Duck Hunt. I've done a lot with Kirby. And Mega Man and Sonic I've done a lot of labbing with. And those are my characters for the most part. Those are the people I goof around with. So yeah, not clearly not all the cast, and I can't do an Iron Man challenge like so many other Smashers are doing on Twitch, but I tripled down on those characters and done some amazing lab work. And those are my mains, if you will, my favorite characters to play in Smash. So yeah, we did it. We got one down. I guess the other thing I could have shown you was the when I talked about it in Smash. It's the website that we built for it. So here it is. I think I already showed it previously on the stream, but it's right here, onesmash.net. And this is where we made a website to collect all the techniques that users made in the Smash community, so they could freaking look at the data on it and like learn and see where they had holes, like right here. They're like, oh, there's a hole in techniques here. Maybe I should do something about it. But yeah, we made this website. I'll talk about it more later. Or you can just look at the video that we already put up, DO Live. But yeah, we're gonna be doing this all week, and so make sure to get your questions in if you have anything very specific or something you're very curious about that's even remotely related to Smash. I'll see if it fits and I'll deal with it as it comes. So until next time, we'll keep these videos relatively short. Until next time, guys, peace.